The next person I want to introduce is my partner, my best friend. The entertainment experience would not exist without him, because I'm an idiot. He is the one guy who knows I'm an idiot right there. Thank you, Big Daddy. Now you all know. He means a great deal to me. He's my best friend. And because of his partnership and because of his collaboration and the coaching that he is brilliant at, and to the fact that he is launching his own coaching business, okay? He has coached me to where I am. He's coached others here in this room. You want a coach, a real coach to help your business and your life, this is the guy you want to talk to. This gentleman's going to share some very special things with you. Please give him some love. Mr. Jason Jones.
Thank you for Bill. Wow. Now I feel kind of bad yesterday. I just said, here's Bill. Thank you. That was really great. This has been so exciting to be a part of. I just want to start by saying really, how grateful I am for the opportunity to be able to participate in this way and be able to create something and then be able to share it with all of you. Because really, isn't that what we're all in this for? Isn't this what really got us going? Is so that we could create something for the people we serve. So we create something that makes a difference, that makes it meaningful. I mean, we're in one of the rare few industries where every milestone of a person's life has the opportunity to have a DJ present to be able to make a difference. Every milestone, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, the major milestones of life, people are looking for us to come and make a difference. And so it's really great to be able to be a part of that and to see that grow and change. What I want to talk about today are ideas. We started the conference talking about ideas because I swim in ideas. I love ideas. In fact, I get so many ideas all the time that I can't possibly do them all. They're like my biggest Achilles heel because I want to do every idea that I have, and I think that every idea is great. When we come to conferences, we come looking for ideas. Yes, you come to conferences looking for ideas? By applause. Me too. For years and years, I came to every conference looking for the next great thing, the next good idea. And I would measure a conference and how valuable it was by how many good ideas I got. And I'm talking about ideas I got from other people. The ideas I got from the speakers. Did the guy on the stage give me the next great idea to go out and do something new that's going to impress somebody? Or that's going to make me different? Or that's going to set me apart? And I was always looking for everything and every idea outside of myself. Because ideas are out there, right? They're out there. Somebody else has them. And we just got to go get them. We got to go find that idea. And get that idea. Once we got that idea, then it's like collecting secrets. And if we get enough secrets, then we'll be successful. We look at what other successful people do. I came to conferences and I picked out who were the successful ones. Who were the ones that were on stage that were sharing. And I decided I'm going to do what they're doing. I'm going to copy what they're doing. I'm going to recreate what they're doing. Oh, people are being interactive. I should be interactive. I should do games. This is great. So I would go out and I would learn some new games, and I'd go out and tell my clients, I'm going to do these games. They're really great. They're really fun. These are really fun games. And I worked hard at my sales meetings to try to remember all the right things to say and to never say any of the wrong things so that it would go right every time. And every time I was in a sales meeting, there would always be something more to add to the list, something more to add to my head. The funny thing was, though, is that once I started going out there and I was introducing that I do interactive things and I do games and I do fun things on the mic, just as an example, it didn't always go like I wanted it to go. I wanted it to go great. I always wanted it to be fun and exciting and terrific and go really well because that's what I wanted. I wanted to go out and do fun events, and I wanted people to think that I was really fun and really great and then refer me, and then I could get more business. And this is, in my point of view, in my world, this is how it worked. In my view, this was how I was going to be successful. But what I discovered was, what I couldn't understand is why it would go hot and cold. Like, for example, are you familiar with a game called Copycat Kissing? It's been around for a while, yes? If you're not, it's a simple game where when the couples cling the glass, or the couples rather, the attendees ring the glasses, then we take and we select somebody, a couple from one of the guest list. And then we have that couple come up and we say, okay, this is gonna be a really fun game, be really simple. You guys kiss, and then they'll do what you did, and it'll be really fun. So I would set that up, and I remember this one time in particular, I was very excited. We're gonna do this game because it always works. And they rang the glasses, and the first couple that I called were the bride's mother and father. Oh, this is gonna be fun, because this is the family, right? So this is mom and dad, this is gonna be a special moment, the photographer's gonna get this, people are gonna love me! They're gonna think I'm awesome. And mom and dad stood up, and they shook hands. It was so awkward. And I was like, how did this go wrong? I didn't understand. Why doesn't this work? These are supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be great. I didn't get it. See, my point of view was that if I did all the different stuff that I saw other people do, I would be more valuable. And this isn't working. I would occasionally get feedback from couples that didn't book me. And they'd say, yeah, well, we didn't want to do activities, games. I'm like, well, I don't just do activities and games. I can do other stuff too. I can do whatever you want me to do. I can be whatever you want me to be. Just tell me and I'll be that. It was frustrating. It was hard. I couldn't figure it out. It seemed like there was a secret out there that I was missing. Must be I just needed that magic activity. That one thing, you know? We're kind of always looking for that magic bullet. And always somebody else out there has that magic bullet. I worked hard at being really perfect. You know, I don't want to screw anything up. This is their big day. I don't want to screw it up. So in my head, my preparation is, there with my assistant, okay, now today, this time, I'm not going to screw anything up. I made a mistake in that last one last weekend, but not this one. This will be a weekend where it's flawless. So what I was committed to was being perfect. And I remember this one event that I did. It was north. It was actually out of town. Felt like a big deal. I had to travel to do the show, and I went up there and I was really involved. And I was doing my best to stay on top of everything, really staying focused on not making any mistakes. And I went up to introduce the bridesmaids, the maid of honor for toast. And I mispronounced the bridesmaid's or the maid of honor's name. And she gave me a look. She gave me a look of like daggers. It was like, I read that look and that look said, oh, great DJ, thanks a lot. You just ruined this for me. And it crushed me. I spent the entire night trying to recover from that moment. Trying to come back and be confident and say, no, really, people, I am really good at this. I've spent years at this, practicing to be perfect at this. It wasn't working. Filling my head with all the do's and don'ts, and copying every idea, everything that I saw every other successful person, wasn't working. And I didn't understand why. Until not that long ago, I discovered what I was really committed to. You see, it wasn't working because I was committed to playing games, to which I was being outrageously successful, right? Because I'm playing lots of great games, aren't I? Because that's what I'm committed to. But that doesn't necessarily speak to what my client wants. That doesn't speak to what is being created. What I was committed to. And when I discovered that like opened up a whole universe, like opened up the levers of my brain. It actually allowed me to have to think about all the things not to do wrong. And I didn't have to think about all the things that I had to do right. I had a shift of point of view. Because when you have a point of view about something, like the one I was describing that I had, you only see what you see. And you collect evidence to support that. why it's working, why it's not working. And usually why it's not working is because, well, I'm not good enough, which is all a whole other conversation that we have as performers. When things don't go well, or things aren't working like they want, we go into that conversation. So my point of view shifted. Well, my point of view shifted, and I saw that if I was committed to something else, if I was committed to creating an experience for a couple, that through everything that we did together, shared them in a powerful and meaningful way, I didn't have to think about what I had to say. I didn't have to think about worrying about saying the wrong thing. I didn't have to try to keep that whole laundry list in my head. I didn't have to try to remember. Because when you're committed to something, you take the actions to fulfill on that commitment. When I was doing a radio morning show in Duluth, one of the things that I was really, really committed to, because we would do a lot of call-in interactions, and people would call in, and we'd play on-air games and things like that, and there was a lot of joking around and joshing around. And one of the things that I didn't like, I really despised that I heard on the radio, is I hated it when a listener would call in, and the DJ or the host would make fun of that listener, like have a joke at their expense. Like, they look like an idiot, all right, cool, this is fun. And that, I couldn't stand that. And I decided that is not the way I was going to host. And I was committed that I would never do a joke. Well, jokes, let me put it this way, the positive, jokes would always, if there were going to be a joke, they would be just a joke on its own or a joke at my expense, never at their expense. After I was committed to that and generated that every day, I didn't have to worry about doing a wrong thing with a caller. Because I didn't. Because the way that I showed up, the actions I took were in line with what I was committed to. And this whole new point of view about allowing what I'm committed to give me the actions that I'm going to take, like blew my brain open. It made so much more possible for me to do, so much more possible for me to achieve. Because when you're committed to something, the next action to take, the thing to do, is what shows up in front of you. And you take that first action, and then you see the next action to do to fulfill on that. This experience that Bill and I had the privilege to create with Mobile Beat, with Ryan, and with Mike, it's the same thing. We didn't begin talking about what we were going to do by saying, what lights should we use? Or should we have a DJ? Or should we have a band? Or where should we put the stage? Or what kind of audio system should we do? We didn't start with that at all. Where we started was, what do we want this experience to be like for you? What do we want you to come away with? It's the same thing with the brides, grooms, nonprofits, you name it, anybody that you work with. Getting down to what is it that you want them to feel, experience, be moved by. And then you start building around that. So I'll let you in, I'll tell you what our master plan was. We wanted this experience to be aspirational. We wanted you to come here and we wanted you to see the excellence of Jason Jani. We wanted you to see the excellence of DJ Jer in lighting. We wanted you to see the excellence in presentations and the excellence of other DJs that have been successful and want to share with you and stand and represent the excellence in what's possible in the industry. That's what we wanted to show you. So we started there. We also, no secret, we wanted to connect you to Mobile Beat. We wanted to show you that Mobile Beat is committed to you. It's committed to your career, and it exists because it wants to move you forward. It doesn't exist to collect advertising dollars. It exists to move you forward. So we wanted to connect you to that. We wanted to connect you to each other, make an environment where you come in here and you hear all kinds of different points of view. Some you agree with, some you don't agree with. And then go out at night and talk to each other and say, what did you think of that? I don't know what I thought about that. I don't know if I like that. Really, why is that? and bouncing those ideas back and forth. That's what creates innovation. That's what creates something magical. That's when we see the next new thing emerge in the industry. It's these type of things. And so it was from these ideas that we said, okay, well, this is what we want to do now. From that commitment, now what are we going to do? What are we going to do from that commitment? And then we started looking, and you know what? It wasn't very hard, because when you suddenly are looking from a point of view of a commitment like that, what to do becomes pretty obvious. You start seeing like, okay, well, we could do this, or we could have this cool opening, or we could kind of celebrate our history. It's this whole idea of really getting clear on what you're committed to for your clients, for the people in your life, for your family. I mean, go bigger with it. Go bigger all the way around. What are you committed to? What are you committed to for your family? What are you committed to for your children, for those of you that have children? I stand for my son to be happy and successful. And I bet you do too. And I, like many, or if not all of you, I'm committed to this industry being one that people are impressed by when they hear that you're part of it. And from those commitments, that's where we take our actions. And I've designed my entire life around that. Why? Because it works. And I invite you to try that on, to try on that point of view. I don't want to stand up here and I don't want to give you tips. I'm not going to say tips are valuable. They're valuable and they have their place. So this is compared to that. Well, what I wanted to come up here today and take just a few minutes to give you is an opportunity to start looking at what your point of view is about what you do. I've even had conversations with DJs that and in the conversation it's come up that they think that DJs aren't very cool, and they're a DJ. So if in your head, in the back of your mind, what you really believe, because what you believe is what makes your reality, is you really believe that, well, what we do really isn't that cool. It doesn't really matter, I'm just a DJ after all. Then why is anyone going to want to make a big investment in you? After all, what you're really communicating to them is that commitment of, well, I'm really not very good, but I'm going to try to convince you that I am. So take the hard work out of it. Give up those point of views that are not empowering. And find one that moves you. And then you'll discover your true power and really know what it's like to make a difference. And it really is as easy as declaring it. You know, every day when before Bill and I start, even throughout these sessions, before we come up here on stage and do our things, we go through a process where we give up all the points of view that disempower us. Like the point of view that this is in any way about me, or how I look, or what you think of me. It's not. And we create what we're standing for, and what we're standing for you, so that when we come out here, we can just be with you. You can create yourself. Who you say you are is who you are, and who you show up to be. And the more that you say who you are by your declaration, the more you'll show up that way. And it'll appear as though the world is changing. Like magic. But you know what's funny is it's not magic. The world's not changing. You are. You're stepping into who you're saying you are. And stepping into the difference you're committed to making. So I wanted to share this with you to give you the freedom to not worry about saying the wrong thing at an event. Oh, I don't want to say something to embarrass the bride. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I've heard DJs have done that. I don't want to do that. I shouldn't say anything. Stopping expressing yourself, not expressing your true love and your joy and your enthusiasm and your excitement for what's happening at that event, whether it's a wedding or a corporate or a children's event or whatever events it is that you're passionate about and that you do. So you can bring your full self-expression and everyone can feel your full self-expression. And they can feel the difference you make. And you know what's funny about that is that compared to, I told you the time about, I introduced the bridesmaid and I was crushed and I was embarrassed and I was humiliated and things like that. And now that I come from a place where I really stand in my commitment and I come out and I just do, I really don't, I'm free to be expressed and fun. And I'm even funny at events. And I talk a lot. I talk a lot more than I ever did before. But when you're talking from commitment, when I talk from my commitment, there is always a purpose to what I'm doing, to create something in the room that everyone can experience. I did this event in Des Moines, Iowa, and this lady came up to me as I was just about to start playing the music for the dance after all the activities before, through dinner and all that stuff. She says, "You're different. You're not all showy and talk a lot like everybody else." And I thought, are you kidding me? I felt like I talked the whole night. I was starting to wonder, maybe I'm talking a little too much. But see, she didn't experience it that way, and neither did anyone else, because I was in the same event with everyone else, creating, co-creating, collaborating, generating something with them, generating together. Because when you hold the microphone, you have the power to do that. And there's nothing for you to learn. You already got it. You're already it. You just need to declare it and show up that way. And everything else will fall into place. So I really invite you to take that on and just try it. And let me know if it makes a difference for you. Because it's made a huge difference for me. It's made amazing things possible for me. And I want all of that for you. Well, I'm really excited about introducing our next speaker. Our next speaker has been here at Mobile Beat before, and he has returned. And without a doubt, I don't know anybody that could get all of us excited about getting out there and doing the work and making a difference for our family and our clients and the people in our community. I had the opportunity to interview him on one of our Bill and Jason Show podcasts prior to this. And after we got off that interview, after just having a short conversation with him, I was so inspired by who he was and how he showed up and what he did, what he was committed to. Way before he decided to become a full-time speaker, he learned how to be one of the best salesmen in the world. And then he decided that really that wasn't what, though that brought him wealth and comfort and success and well, lots of agreement that he was successful, that wasn't what really turned him on. That wasn't what really made a difference for him. That wasn't the way he wanted to serve the world. He wanted to go out and speak and touch other people's lives and touch your life today and make a huge difference for you, so that when you go out in the world and you face no agreement or you face disagreement or you have the challenges, that you're empowered to be able to move through those with power. So it's my privilege to be able to introduce our final speaker for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big welcome to Brian Dodge.
Get back up here. First of all, whoa, I think we got that loud enough. All right, first of all, I would like to say this. All right, come here, please. I've been very blessed. Can we bring that down a little bit, sound boys? I'm scared of myself. I've been very, very blessed to have been working and training and teaching for the last 26 years. I've done, on an average, 250 50 appearances every year. I'm never in a hotel room more than 41 nights in a year. That's why I've been married for 36 years, okay? But let me clarify something. What he stated here was priceless because it came from his heart and he understood one thing. If you come together, this industry grows. Say true. True. That sucked. Say true. True. And we need people with a vision, and it's not just the person standing on the stage nor behind stage. We're talking about everybody in this room. So can we give him a big round of applause for that?